at Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. It has brought together fans of Boise State from Idaho and the fans of Texas Christian University from Fort Worth, Texas. A great matchup, undefeated teams, Boise State and TCU in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. I'm Sam Rosen along with Tim Ryan and Chris Myers. A great matchup, two highly ranked teams, undefeated. Boise State, a high-scoring team, was here in 2007 and won. This is a team that depends on their quarterback, Kellen Moore.
Well, and he's really good, Sam. They are so explosive offensively, 44 points per game. I think they're looking for a little redemption. Look, TCU is the only team to beat them in the last couple of years. A couple of keys for Boise State. I think they got to be able to run the football. They got to have some balance offensively to take the pressure off the quarterback, Kellen Moore. He is incredibly good. His numbers speak for themselves, and he's got to be patient. TCU's great on defense. They keep everything in front of them. The quarterback's got to be patient today.
The Horned Frogs of TCU went 12-0 this season. They have won 4 consecutive bowl games. They are here on the big stage because they feel they have a team that can contend for the national championship.
Well, and they're worthy of that respect. Look, they are very, very good on both sides of the ball when you look at them. The quarterback, Mark Dalton, really gets after it. And he can throw it everywhere. He can spread it around. But when I think of the Horned Frogs, I think of a power run game. Boise State's got to get after it today at the D-line and linebackers. Take the fight to TCU.
Boise State comes out with the sledgehammer. That signifies their special teams and the hammer that they hit with. The Boise State Broncos, 13-0 this season. They met up with TCU in the Poinsettia Bowl last season. TCU won by 1 point. They're coming here to try and turn it around on the big national stage, trying to go undefeated. And the Horned Frogs of TCU waiting for their appearance. And here they come, led by head coach Gary Patterson in his 9th season. He has brought TCU up to the national stage, ranked number 4 in the BCS standings. What a season they've had. They won 12-0. They've won 14 in a row. This is a team with great offense and great defense. Jerry Hughes, their star on defense, is a player that maybe will go in the first round, Tim.
Well, he is a great football player. He's got 11.5 sacks this season, and I think, he's clearly the guy that Boise State's got to get blocked. Boise State down their starting right tackle today, so they'll have Brunell Myers out there playing right tackle against Jerry Hughes. That's going to be a matchup to keep our eyes on.
Now we go down to the field to Chris Myers. What's going on, Chris?
Well, it's noisy and loud, Sam, with Coach Gary Patterson. Biggest game in the history of TCU football. Coach, how would you describe the magnitude of the moment?
Well, I don't know if it's the biggest game in our history. That would mean this is the end. So for us, we're here. We got a great opponent. Came here to win, and we'll see in the next 3 hours whether we can get that done or not.
All right, well, good luck, Coach. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too.
All right, Sam, some of the players feel they're playing for a national championship on TCU.
Snacks, and you'll see plenty of those during tonight's broadcast and in your local stores. Great football and close friends is a time-honored Tostitos tradition. May 2010 be a memorable year for you and your family, and enjoy the game.
The Broncos getting set to kick off. Back deep is Greg McCoy, a defensive back, probably the fastest man on the TCU team. Kyle Brotzman, the junior, will kick it off. Chris Peterson, the head coach of Boise State. His teams have gone 48-4 over his 4 years at Boise. And we're underway in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. McCoy on the return. Is hit hard and brought down at the 24-yard line by Byron Hout. Andy Dalton, the redshirt junior, will lead his team onto the field on offense. The Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Now let's take a look at the Merrill Lynch Wealth Management starting lineups. Outstanding running backs: Joseph Turner, the senior; Ed Wesley, Matthew Tucker. Those are freshmen. Antoine Hicks, Jimmy Young, great speed at wide receiver. The offensive line is very, very big. 4 of the 5 are over 300 pounds. Out of the shotgun. Dalton to put it up, has time, and throws wide. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. The pass thrown offline. Now let's take a look at the Merrill Lynch Wealth Management starting lineups for Boise State on defense. 4-man front. Ryan Winterswank, the junior, gets the most pass pressure. The linebackers are active. Darrell Acree, outstanding. Kyle Wilson, senior cornerback, the leader in the secondary. Three wide receivers. Inside handoff, Turner. Slowed down and brought down by Winston Venable. Good start defensively by Boise State.
Well, and that's what they're going to have to do. Chase Baker, who's playing nose tackle for Boise State, really did a good job of driving the offensive lineman into the backfield and making Jerome Turner bounce. As soon as he bounced, Winston Venable was right there to clean it up. Venable has had an outstanding season. I think when you watch number 17 today for Boise State, especially with all the perimeter and the edge running, some of that zone read stuff you see out of TCU, Venable is going to have an outstanding performance.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 10. Everybody out. Dalton throws, completes to Ryan Christian, but he's brought down short of the first down. George Iloka and Brandon Thompson in on the stop on Ryan Christian, and TCU brings out the punting unit. Anson Kelton, big sophomore, 6'4", 260, with a powerful leg.
Watch out for Kyle Wilson back there. Now, this guy is a terrific punt returner, a couple of touchdowns. The guy can really return the punts.
Good kick by Kelton. Over the head of Wilson. He grabs it at the 6. Brings it back and falls forward to the 15-yard line. Malcolm Williams with a tackle for TCU. 62-yard punt, a 9-yard return. And the redshirt sophomore, Kellen Moore from Prosser, Washington. 39 touchdown passes this season, leads his team onto the field.
Yeah, incredible. 64 in 2 years. An amazing number for him. 39 touchdowns, you said it. He throws a touchdown every 10 passing attempts this year for Boise State.
And they work out of the shotgun as well. Stacked wide receivers to the left. Moore gets pressure from Daniels, throws it way downfield for Titus Young, and overthrew him by 5 yards. He's got a strong arm. Let's take a look at the Merrill Lynch Wealth Management starting lineups for Boise State. Jeremy Avery rushed for over 1,100 yards. Dan Paul, a good blocking fullback. Titus Young, outstanding speed. And Tommy Gallardo, the tight end, an excellent blocker. Up front, Thomas Bird, the center, calls all the signals. He's a coach's son. He knows football. 2 running backs, Jeremy Avery and Doug Martin in the backfield. Moore on 2nd down. Off the hands, incomplete. Intended for Austin Pettis, who is back from a broken leg, suffered in the last game of the season. Let's take a look at the Merrill Lynch Wealth Management starting lineups for TCU on defense. Jerry Hughes, the All-American award winner. He's the man to watch, but Wayne Daniels is outstanding as well. Darrell Washington and Tank Carter, excellent playmakers at linebacker. Nick Sanders, good shutdown corner. Greg McCoy, the man with a great speed, on the other cornerback. Tommy Gallardo, the tight end, splits out on 3rd and 10. And it looked like Hughes jumped offside. Looked like he was unabated to the quarterback.
Yeah, I think Kellen Moore and Boise State wanted to get a late hit there on Jerry Hughes as he came unabated and then laid out the QB.
Unabated the quarterback.
Number 98, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
There's Jerry Hughes there. You could tell he's clearly off on the long before the ball was snapped by Thomas Bird. Unabated, and then he goes and gives a big-time shot on Kellen Moore. Jerry Hughes is setting the tempo, Sammy.
That's right. TCU's 3rd down defense ranks number 1 in the country. 3rd and 5 down, and there is Gary Patterson. Kellen Moore's brother Kirby is in at wide receiver. Moore puts it up deep again and overthrows everybody. Titus Young was the man out there, but he was well covered. So it's 3 and out for each team in their first possession.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication on the route. The receiver was nowhere near the football when Kellen Moore just unloaded it down the sideline. He did do a good job of stepping up. Jerry Hughes had good pressure around the corner. That's one thing. You look at Kellen Moore. For a young guy, Sam, he's got a great presence in the pocket, knowing when to subtly move around.
Jeremy Curley, the Mountain West Conference Special Teams Player of the Year, 2 touchdown returns this season, will receive Brotzman's punt. Curley takes it to the outside with good room, and he is chased out of bounds by Kyle Efaw. But good field position for TCU. There's a flag on the play on the far side.
I think they're going to get Tanner Brock with a late hit over on the sidelines. He absolutely earholed a Boise State player who was trying to cover the kick. And it was after the return guy, Curley, was already out of bounds. Tanner Brock came and just laid him out.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 35. TCU. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's Tanner Brock, the man you called. There's the late hit. So it cost TCU 15 yards. We'll be right back.
They've got to be physical with TCU's offensive line. TCU put up 275 yards rushing on them last year in the Poinciana Bowl. And then TCU, they have got to stop the run and make Boise State and Kellen Moore one-dimensional.
Dalton, the quarterback, the true freshman Matthew Tucker, number 29, and at running back. Tucker got the fake, but it was Dalton carrying. Dalton, a good runner. Gets up across the 35. Dalton rushed for over 500 yards this season.
Well, and he's so much better at the zone read, and he's going to take a look at this backer. He squeezes along with the defensive end. Now he's just going to take it right out of the belly of the tailback, and he's going to run. And you look at Andy Dalton, and he is a clear running threat. He didn't even run the football in high school. I was talking to him the other day. He said he only ran it about 10 times, but his feel now of the zone read is so much better than it used to be.
Tucker, nice little cutback and a good run. Takes 3, maybe 4. Boise State Broncos to stop him at the 44. That's a 1st down for TCU. Luke Shivers, the fullback, with a good block. They have got a good running attack with all 4 of these players over 500 yards rushing, led by Matthew Tucker and Ed Wesley, both freshmen.
And Matthew Tucker's a true freshman. He's incredibly good. TCU going with the up-tempo and the hurry-up offense.
They spread it out. Dalton looks to the sideline where he gets signals flashed in. There's no headset communication in college football.
There's some confusion.
And a timeout.
For sure.
Dalton wasn't sure. TCU spread offense, 4 wide receivers. Problems with headsets on the sideline for the coaches. In motion, Wesley, the running back. Everybody out. Quick pass is intercepted. Brought back by Brandon Thompson for a touchdown for Boise State. Junior cornerback Brandon Thompson with the pick. the 4th interception return for a touchdown this season for the Boise State Broncos.
Well, that's what you can do when you're sitting in the zone, and Brandon Thompson is just going to read the quarterback and undercut the slant route. You see right there, you had the slant route from the wide receiver, and Brandon Thompson just read the QB, undercut it. 5th interception of the year. This one going back for 6.
The extra point is good. And the Boise State Broncos get off to a fast start thanks to their defense and Brandon Thompson. On the sideline moments ago, 51-yard interception return for a touchdown for Brandon Thompson.
And you can't stop. I mean, if you're Antoine Hicks, you just can't stop on the slant route. Whether the ball's coming to you or not, you got to go. You got to finish the route. And I think that's what the quarterback, Andy Dalton, is agitated about.
Greg McCoy and Jeremy Curley are deep for TCU. Brotzman's kick coming down to Curley at the 2. Trying to find a lane. Battles his way up to the 24-yard line where he's brought down by Jason Robinson. Turner in the backfield with Dalton. They fake the end around. Dalton puts it up again, and he put it up into coverage, trying to hit Curtis Clay. Let's check in with the traveling man, Chris Myers.
Sam, behind the TCU bench, Andy Dalton not only upset about the interception and not necessarily blaming the receiver. Even on the series before, he had trouble hearing when he went to the phone to talk to the offensive coaches. You mentioned the headset problem. They're having problems getting the plays in. He is being frustrated by that, and the noise level has gone up a few octaves since the opening kick.
Check out the noise level, and flags fly. Movement on the offensive line for TCU.
False start, 78 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Josh Vernon, the right guard, was called for the false start.
Well, and TCU's got some nerves working right now. This is the biggest stage. This is the biggest game for them in 50 years. And I know they've had a lot of matchups in hostile territory. Going to Clemson this year was a big one. They've scheduled some big opponents over the last couple of years. The Utah game at home, and the crowd was going crazy. But this is the biggest game for these players out here right now. And I think the nerves are getting to them, Sam, early in this football game.
Dalton started to run, drops back to throw, and it's batted away. Kyle Wilson, the senior cornerback from Piscataway, New Jersey, broke up the pass. Pass intended for Ryan Christian.
Yeah, and he's in man coverage. He gets turned around, but he never takes his eyes off the football and is able to get in the throwing lane and go get a pass breakup. Ryan Christian was open going down the field on a post route. Andy Dalton, you see right there, 7 interceptions only in his last 14 games, 3 of them versus Boise State. Going back to that Poinsettia Bowl last year.
4 wide receivers in. Blitz coming. Quick toss outside to Curley, and he's brought down. Shea McClellan, the defensive end, got back to help on the tackle.
And I think part of the nerves right now for this TCU football team is you think of all season long, they haven't played in a dome. They have not played indoors. The roof is closed here today in Arizona. And as you said at the start of the game, Sam, this place is electric. This atmosphere is absolutely cranking.
Kyle Wilson, who said one of his happiest moments ever was when he walked just a few weeks ago to graduation. Graduated, 4-year senior. Degree in communications, would like to play pro ball. He's had a great career. Flags fly.
Offside to contact, number 98, defense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Call that on Ryan Winterswike, the defensive end.
You're talking about Kyle Wilson. You know, he's really the only guy that started and played in the 07 game against Oklahoma. So he's the one guy, I think, coming back here, and the schedule being the same, the hotel being the same, all that stuff, the familiarity, he's really helped his teammates tap into it.
There's Wilson on the return. Picks up a couple of blocks. Gets to the outside. There's a flag down back at the 35. Wilson ridden out of bounds at the 48-yard line. But we'll check out the flag and may bring that back, and we've got some extracurricular activity going on.
I think it's going to be on Jerron Johnson myself on an illegal block on the return. Number 23 for Boise State.
This is a Big Ten officiating crew.
On the return, illegal block in the back. Number 23. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Good eyes, Timmy.
Here it is there, and that's, well, he had his helmet in front, but they made the call, so they're going to push Kyle Wilson after that punt return. They're going to push him back.
Avery rushed for over 1,100 yards this year. Stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Back to the 23. Kelly Griffin, the junior defensive tackle from Irving, Texas, made the stop.
Well, and he started a couple of years ago as a true freshman. Didn't play a whole bunch last year. Now he's right back into it. Watch the penetration, and then watch 43 behind him take Carter, clean it up. See, really good penetration right by Thomas Bird, forces the back to bounce, and then Avery's got nowhere to go with Carter there to clean it up.
Tyler Shoemaker, number 89, and a wide receiver. Young takes the handoff on the end around. Titus Young with some running room is out of bounds up at the 41-yard line.
And Titus Young is the kind of speed that they didn't have to deal with last year. But watch the block by Ifa out here as Titus Young comes on the end around. There's 80 with the big block. Ifa right out there on the corner. And then Burrows with a nice block as well down the field. And again, back to Titus Young. He didn't play in the Poinciana Bowl last year, and he is the most electric guy offensively for Boise State when you talk about their weapons. Be tough for TCU to deal with tonight.
Picked up 18 on that last carry. This is Avery bouncing off a tackle, getting up to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 6 for Jeremy Avery, a junior from Bellflower, California. Communications major as the band from Boise State plays on. There is Austin Pettis, who broke his leg in the last game of the regular season and has come back. He's limping a little bit, but they hope to get him in for a few plays during tonight's game. Two running backs, Jeremy Avery and Doug Martin, on the field. Martin goes in motion. Everybody out. Moore throwing short to Doug Martin. And is brought down. Good tackle on the play by Tank Carter, the linebacker, number 43.
And Doug Martin has just exploded onto the scene for Boise State, the running back. They had DJ Harper out there, who was out there with Avery, and then Harper got hurt in the Fresno State game. And when he went down, Doug Martin, who was playing really rover back and then the first 3 games out at safety, had to step in and play running back. And he's been an animal, up over 6 yards a carry. It's been a big shot in the arm for the running game for Boise State since Harper went down.
2 tight ends in. Kirby Moore, Kellen Moore's younger brother, is in at wide receiver as well. Everybody out. Moore gets time, completes to Titus Young. Down to the TCU 41-yard line on a first down. Good pass thrown by Kellen Moore. Pickup of 10 on the play.
Kellen Moore is so good at reading coverage. I mean, he sits in the shotgun, he gets the ball, and he already knows pre-snap where he's going with it. He reads the defense. He can see what type of zone they're in, whether it's usually, and this team plays a lot of quarters, which is 4 deep. And then they get up and press on those wide receivers. Good read, good throw from Kellen Moore.
And there's Austin Pettis on. Spread out with Titus Young. Moore takes a deep drop and throws deep. Going for Titus Young, and a little too far. Well covered on the play by Nick Sanders, senior cornerback, who's the best cornerback right now on the field for TCU.
And the receiver's open. He's going to run a post route for Titus Young. He's going to break it off inside of Nick Sanders. He's open, and Kellen Moore just overthrows him. Both quarterbacks definitely, Sam, with some nerves early in this game. You look at Andy Dalton, 2 for 6 to start the game. Kellen Moore, same thing, 2 for 6 when you look at his numbers.
2nd and 10 for Boise State with a 7-0 lead. Rush from the outside. Moore gets rid of it. Incomplete. Intended for Tyler Shoemaker.
And the Boise State fans wanted a penalty call.
Well, they're going to get it. I think they're going to get it on Ebiloye, number 9. Watch him. Oh, yeah, he definitely wrapped up Tyler Shoemaker and pulled him, and there is no call. I thought I saw a flag down on the field. Clearly, they didn't throw well.
No call. It's 3rd and 10. Alex Ebiloye, the linebacker covering. Doug Martin in the backfield. Here's 3rd and 10 for the Broncos of Boise State. Everybody out. Pressure from Daniels. Chasing Moore, who throws and completes to Titus Young inside the 20. First down for the Broncos of Boise State. 21-yard pickup.
Here's the pressure from Daniels, and Kellen Moore's got enough juice to get outside of the pocket, extend the play, and then Titus Young, who was the wide receiver split all the way out to the left, got down the sidelines and recognized that his quarterback was scrambling, did the right thing, put his cleat in the grass, and came back to the football.
On first down, it's Avery trying to get outside. He does. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. There's a flag down at around the 12-yard line, and we'll check that out. Long discussion amongst the officials.
Illegal crackback block. Number 3. 15-yard penalty. From the end of the run, first down.
That's on freshman Chris Potter, who is in at wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, you can't chop like that out in the open field. That's what they got him for.
And takes the ball back to the 31-yard line. Titus Young of Boise State has 2 catches for 31 yards and has reached 1,000 yards receiving this season. 8th time that's been done by a Boise State player. 2 tight ends in. Moore gets time and completes it to Mitch Burrows. Down on the 22-yard line, Greg McCoy brought him down. Mitch Burrows, a freshman out of Meridian, Idaho.
Kellen Moore just reading the safety, and he's going to look out to his left, and as soon as the free safety bailed out, he knew he had the slant route to Burrows in front of the corner. And as soon as the ball was snapped, you saw this safety bail out. He knew he had that slant route, read it perfectly.
DJ Yendry, a freshman defensive tackle, is in. End around to Titus Young. And can't get to the outside. Well spread out by TCU. They stretched that play out and forced Titus Young out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
It's hard to run on the perimeter against TCU. And I know Boise State has been good all year at getting guys out on the edge, out on the perimeter. But TCU has just got so much team speed defensively. Probably their best asset. And that guy right there, Darrell Washington, in my opinion, from watching the tape, one of the best linebackers in college football. He can fly.
Washington, a senior out of Irving, Texas. And certainly a high draft pick consideration. People feel he'll be possibly a second, maybe a late first. Everybody out. Kellen Moore throws underneath to the tight end, Efaw, and he's tripped up at the 19-yard line by Tyler Littrell. So the field goal kicking unit coming on now for Boise State. A penalty hurt. The crackback block penalty against Chris Potter. And then good defensive work by TCU forces a field goal. Kyle Brotzman, as you see, 17 of 23 this season. This will be a 36-yard try. On the way and wide. Brotzman missed it. Boise State fails to take advantage of good field position. And you can see the reaction of TCU coach Gary Patterson.
Look, this defense gives up 12 points a game. You got to get points whenever you can. And here's the kick. The snap looks like it was good. Not a problem with the snap. There's the kick, just pushes it high and up to the right.
Your center, Jake Kirkpatrick. 2nd and 4. Dalton under center this time. And a handoff to Turner. And a first down for TCU. Joseph Turner, veteran running back. Nothing fancy about him, but a strong runner.
Well, he's led TCU in rushing for 3 straight years. And I'll tell you what Boise State's going to do to counter that is they're playing with the bigger backers today. And instead of Hunter Smith being out there and J.C. Percy being out there starting the game, we're going to see more of Aaron Tevis. We're going to see more of Daryl Akrey in there for Hunter White and J.C. Percy at linebacker.
And there's Tevis, number 36. First down, TCU. Off the fake. Dalton throws and completes it. Up to the 36-yard line of Art Johnson. Art Johnson has now caught a pass in 22 consecutive games. That's one of my favorite things about college football. The bands are great. We'll hear from the bands at halftime. Watch them perform.
Well, the pageantry of it all. I love the passion of the kids. I mean, guys out there playing because clearly they love the game. For all the seniors, it's going to be their last game in college football. It's a great atmosphere here tonight.
Redshirt freshman Ed Wesley in. Off the play fake. Dalton is hit by Wilson, and it's recovered by the offensive lineman Marcus Cannon. Kyle Wilson blitzing from the corner.
Well, anytime you're on the hash, it's going to be a short corner. And look at him sugaring and baiting. Powell, he's going to come unblocked on the short corner. There's not a receiver over there. And as a quarterback, when you read that defense and you say, okay, I don't have a receiver to my right, but I've got Kyle Wilson out there who's playing corner, you've got to have an alert that here comes the corner blitz. He never saw it. Kyle Wilson came and laid a shot on him, and Andy Dalton is clearly down, having some issues. Hopefully, Sam, he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Gary Patterson comes on to check out what's going on with his quarterback.
Nobody. So the quarterback's got to be able to see that. There's no receiver to throw to, so here comes the corner on a Cowboy blitz from the boundary. And that's just a great play by Kyle Wilson. That's the experience factor for that corner, Kyle Wilson, playing games with the quarterback and then exploiting it.
Dalton goes to the sideline, and in at quarterback is senior from Houston, Texas, Marcus Johnson. His last game action was October the 31st. Marcus Jackson, 6'1", 216. Played in the game against UNLV. Jackson carries it. Good run up across the 35-yard line. Brought down by Chase Baker, the defensive tackle, a sophomore from Rockland, California. Boise State does a lot of recruiting in California.
And they're all over California. They're really all over the country now. When you think of since they got into that Fiesta Bowl and won it in 07 against Oklahoma, the recruiting pool just opened wide open for Boise State. And a lot more people around the country, high school football players, are choosing now to go to Boise State.
Anson Kelton's third punt of the game. This one's a short one, a wobbly one. Bounces in favor of TCU, and Kyle Wilson takes it out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And talking about that recruiting pool and what they're doing, Boise State, right there, southwest Idaho in the Treasure Valley, a great place. They got 20 from Idaho. They got 36 from California, 6 from Oregon, 6 from Washington, that being Kellen Moore, one of those guys. Arizona, they're able to recruit down there. And 6 in the state of Texas, including George Iloka, who's a big player for Boise State, the safety.
Don't forget Kyle Wilson from Piscataway, New Jersey. Chris Myers on the sideline. What's happening?
Andy Dalton just got the wind knocked out of him, deflected any medical attention. There's not a scratch on his red head. He'll be back in the game, Sam.
Thank you. Jeremy Avery carrying up to the 33. They spotted the ball at the 28, a 5-yard pickup. Good report from Chris Myers updating Andy Dalton's status.
Yeah, that's great news. And here, another good run. Watch the slant by the defensive line, and it's going to create a nice little running crease up inside. You see Jerry Hughes slanted down inside. He got washed down. Tate Carter tried to fill to the outside. He got walled off, pushed to the outside, and made a nice hole, a nice crease for Jeremy Avery.
Kellen Moore is 5 for 10, 48 yards. As his brother Kirby in motion, starts to run. The little toss to Jeremy Avery, trying to cut it back. TCU all over it. Good defensive work, led by Kelly Griffin up front, the defensive tackle. Boy, you notice Kelly Griffin. I know Hughes has the big reputation and the star of the defense, but Kelly Griffin does a good job inside.
Well, they're very solid along the front. You talk about Jerry Hughes, Wayne Daniels, very good at the other defensive end. Corey Grant, a first-year starter, second-team all-conference. Kelly Griffin, though, short, quick, and thick. 6'1", about 300 pounds. He's doing a nice job in this game getting penetration.
Doug Martin in the backfield. Mitch Burrows motions.
Comes the pressure.
Blitz coming. It's picked up. Moore gets rid of it. Too high for Titus Young. Well covered by Greg McCoy. McCoy, a sophomore from Dallas, Texas, getting the start tonight with senior cornerback Rafael Priest unable to play.
McCoy can fly. You got to be careful throwing those deep outs his way, because if he gets one of those, it's a house call in a heartbeat. Guy that's clocking that 40 at about 4.3.
Boise State with a 7-0 lead, courtesy of a 51-yard interception touchdown return by Brandon Thompson. Second punt of the game for Kyle Brotzman. Jeremy Curley is back deep. Good kick. Curley goes back, takes it at the 17. Trying to find some running room, but he slipped and goes down at the 26-yard line.
Great news right there,
yeah.
Andy Dalton getting back on the field for TCU.
Dalton just 3 for 7 for 18 yards as TCU has not gotten their offense in sync as yet. Matthew Tucker at running back. Flag on the play. Somebody moved on the offensive line.
Big Nick Richmond, number 79.
Offense.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's 6'8", 322-pound Nick Richmond, a senior from Garland, Texas, and it's hard to miss him if he moves.
Oh, he's huge. 16 starts coming into this game. He is just massive. And they're big up front, but he dwarfs everybody.
1st and 15 at the 21. Dalton quickly outside. And the catch made by Ryan Christian. A nice gain up to the 36. Very close to a first down. It is a first down. Ryan Christian, a versatile receiver, running back, was a quarterback in high school. And we have come to the end of the first quarter of the 39th annual Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Defense, the story of the game thus far, as Boise State has a 7-0 lead. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
'79 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And the noise and playing inside. That is the 5th penalty on TCU in this football game.
1st and 15 for the Horned Frogs of TCU. Spread offense. Andy Dalton, the quarterback. Now Matthew Tucker, freshman running back, shifts. Quick outside. And the completion to Ryan Christian was brought down. Short game on the play. Now it's time for tonight's Tostitos game summary. Thus far, not much offense from either team. 73 yards for Boise State, 57 for TCU. Quick outside, and the completion to Antoine Hicks, sophomore wide receiver with good speed and a dangerous man on the outside.
Well, he is a big play waiting to happen. You think about this season, only 28 touches for Antoine Hicks coming into this game, 10 touchdowns on the 28 touches. Pretty incredible when you look at it, and 6 of them came through the air as a receiver, 4 of them on the ground running.
Two running backs in. Have to get to the 46 for a first down. Dalton gets time, but nobody open. Now he throws, and the ball is dropped by Bart Johnson. Incomplete. Johnson had a chance, couldn't hold on.
Well, very good throw off the run, because you're going to have pressure here from the outside, and you're going to see Dalton escape out to the right, and then he just throws a strike on the run to Bart Johnson, who can't hold on to it, right in between 4 defenders. Looked like he was already slipping, Sam, before the ball got there.
5 possessions, 4 have ended in punts for TCU. 1 was intercepted and returned for a touchdown. Kelton's kick, a good high kick. Kyle Wilson at the 20. Spins, there's a flag on the play. Wilson up to the 24-yard line. This penalty will be against Boise State. 42-yard punt.
And I think Brandon Thompson, number 13, with an illegal block in the back.
The Big Ten crew headed by Bill Lamonier.
He was hitting Malcolm Williams in the back.
There's
number
no
15.
foul on the play. The block in question was on the side. First down.
So with the discussion, they pick up the flag. Boise State from the 24, their 4th possession. Doug Martin and Dan Paul in the backfield with Kellen Moore. Moore goes outside to Titus Young. And a short pickup to the 26-yard line. Let's check in with Chris Myers on the sideline.
Well, Sam, Tim Ryan mentioned Titus Young is the fastest player on this team, and it's obvious that Chris Peterson wants to get him the football. The 5th touch already for Young. Now, in pregame warmups, Austin Pettis said he was about 80% coming off that broken left fibula, and it affects some of the route running. So look for Pettis to be the go-to guy throughout the game for this Boise State offense.
Thanks, Chris.
Titus Young's got 15 all-purpose touchdowns this season for Boise State.
Doug Martin, he's quick through the hole. Good run. And that's got a first down for Boise State. Just short of the 35-yard line. TJ Johnson made the tackle for TCU.
Very good block here by the center. He's going to cut and watch him get a knockdown, and then you'll see the cutback from the running back. See, he's got the backer right there. There's the key block, which gives the crease to Doug Martin. Very nice block from Thomas Bird on Darrell Washington.
Hurry up offense as Moore works under center with 2 tight ends in. Martin again puts his head down and barrels forward to the 37. Last year, as Tim mentioned, when these 2 teams met in the Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego and TCU won, one of the big problems for Boise State was they couldn't run the ball. As you see, 28 yards total last year. Already here in the first half, they've exceeded that total.
Well, and think of those 28 yards. 20 of them came on one run, a touchdown run by Ian Johnson.
Kirby Moore, number 34, younger brother of the quarterback Kellen Moore, is in at wide receiver. Doug Martin slowed down in the backfield. Jerry Hughes grabs him. First he was slowed down by Kelly Griffin, and Hughes stopped him. Bring up a 3rd and long for Boise State.
TCU, another program that has just exploded. Look at their recruiting pool.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. This program is no fluke. They're built to win for a while, but out to California, up to Jersey. But Texas is predominantly where they get most of their athletes, and rightly so. There's a bunch of great high school football players in the state of Texas.
With 2 tight ends in, flag on the play. Moore throws, it's tipped, caught by Titus Young. And he is brought down by Alex Abiloye. The flag is against TCU. It looked like Jerry Hughes jumped offside.
And that's just a great job by Kellen Moore, understanding the situation. He's got a free play, and he can put up a risky throw as he did there to Titus Young.
Offside defense, number 98. That penalty's declined. Play results, first down.
Jerry Hughes does it again. Here he is. So he's going to come off quick, jumps into the neutral zone, and then here's the throw right there. High-risk throw over the middle over Darrell Washington in front of Ibiloye. And Titus Young comes down with it. Great job by the quarterback, knowing the situation that he had a free one.
Pickup of 30 on the play. The end around to Titus Young, who's doing it all for Boise State. Short pickup here. Out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line. Jason Teague took him out.
On Titus's, and we've been talking about him, and clearly he's the #1 weapon for Boise State offensively, especially without Austin Pettis out there, who also had 14 touchdowns. You look at Titus Young, the guy's 144 yards a game, all-purpose offensively. Clearly the guy that TCU's got to stop tonight.
Austin Pettis comes on. Titus Young to the sideline. 4 catches, 63 yards. Spread offense. Moore being rushed by Jerry Hughes, who hit him as he threw. Big time pressure by the senior defensive end from Sugar Land, Texas, Jerry Hughes.
Well, now you get an indication of his 4.5 in the 40 speed. He just flies off the corner.
Jerry Hughes, much decorated, 2-time All-American, the winner of the Ted Hendricks Award and the Lott Trophy, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, 28.5 career sacks, 11.5 this season, and likely a first-round draft pick. Avery and Martin in the backfield. Pettis went in motion. Kellen Moore has time and throws short and completes it to Chris Potter down to the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
You see a lot of those shallow crossing routes against TCU, which gives these safeties opportunities for big hits. Watch this one by Luttrell. Oh, and Tyler Luttrell will come hit you now, the safety for TCU.
And after missing a field goal try earlier, Boise State will go for it here at the 25 on 4th and 3. Chandler Koch, number 88, is in. Normally a blocking tight end, now a timeout for Boise State.
First team timeout.
Boise State with a 7-0 lead. A big 4th and 3 coming. Kellen Moore gets time, throws for Austin Pettis, goes up and makes the grab at the 20-yard line. That's a first down. Coming back from the broken leg, Austin Pettis, the top receiver for Boise State, goes up and makes the catch for a first down.
Well, good to see him involved in the game plan, and quarterback's going to put it up high, and Austin Pettis has the ability to go up and get it. Good throw from Kellen Moore, understanding the one-on-one coverage out there. Also a very good job in blitz pickup by Doug Martin, blocking Tyler Luttrell.
Wildcat formation. Kellen Moore split out wide, and it's taken by the running back Jeremy Avery, and he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Little different formation for Boise State.
Yeah, and they call it their wild, and everybody in the NFL, it's the Wildcat, and it's the old version of the old single wing. I don't know about that formation there, the way they set it up, but they call it the wild. Good job defending it in terms of the perimeter, not letting Avery get to the outside.
11th play of the drive for Boise State. He's done a good job controlling the football. They have to put points on the board. They haven't done it offensively yet. Little shovel pass to Doug Martin, doesn't gain anything. Flag down. The Horned Frog fans. Let's check out the penalty call. Against Boise State.
Illegal formation offense, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Bring the ball back to the 23-yard line. As Austin Pettis comes back in. A big factor for Boise State is they're just keeping the ball away from TCU. Done a great job.
Yeah, they're owning time of possession right now. They got an advantage by about 4 minutes.
4 wide receivers in, everybody out, pressured by Jerry Hughes. The throw too high. Trying to get it to Austin Pettis, double covered. Doug Martin in the backfield. Everybody out. Kellen Moore puts it up for Chris Potter and missed him. Potter had a little room as he headed for the sideline. And now the field goal kicking unit comes on.
Yeah, Potter it looks wide open to me. Kellen Moore's just not on his game. Usually very, very accurate. He's just got the nerves working right now, just stretched out in front of Potter. He laid out, gave maximum effort to get it. Just no chance. That ball was thrown too wide.
Hunter White is the holder. Brotzman will attempt a 39-yard field goal. Missed from 36 earlier. This one he's got right down the middle. First offensive point scored by the Broncos of Boise State. They have a 10-0 lead on TCU. The pageantry, the electricity of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Now TCU down by 10. They need something here. They send Jeremy Curley and Ryan Christian deep to receive Kyle Brotzman's kickoff. Curley, a dangerous return man.
How about the contrast in plays? 30 plays for Boise State, 18 for TCU.
The kick coming down to Ryan Christian at the 4. And ran into his own man, was brought down at the 20-yard line. Blitz coming, it's picked up, pass to Christian, and Kyle Wilson pulls him out of bounds up at the 30-yard line, very close to the first down line. Officially, the field goal by Brotzman was 40 yards. Initially, they had indicated 39. Officially, a 40-yard field goal for Kyle Brotzman of Boise State. Second and 1 for the Horned Frogs of TCU as they try to get going offensively. Quarterback sneak. Dalton is shoved back, but he got enough for the first down. Came across the 30-yard line. Led by Jake Kirkpatrick, the junior center, who's the only married player on the team. He's the guy who gives them experience and maturity.
Well, and he's really a first-year starter. You talk about flourishing in year number 1 as a starter. He's had a huge season in his leadership, Sam, and Chris talked about it's been incredibly good for that offensive line.
Dalton steps up to let the line know. 3 wide receivers. They go inside of Joseph Turner. And Turner with good power. Carries up across the 35-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play.
Boise State's got some of their backups out there in terms of their defenders on the defensive line right now. And you can see TCU's getting push. I mean, on that run right there, you saw all the purple surge forward for about 3 or 4 yards against that front.
And try to figure out the signals. Marcus Cannon turning to his quarterback.
Looked like he was trying to read his lips. Can't hear.
4 wide receivers in. Well, the ball is dropped by Dalton and he falls on top. Back to the 25-yard line. That didn't seem like too high of a snap, but Dalton didn't seem to be ready for it.
It's just poor execution early in this game for TCU. There was nothing wrong with that snap. It was perfect. Jake Kirkpatrick, and Just went up and threw his hands.
So now the ball back to the 25. They've got to get to the 41 for a first down.
And listen, they're no slouch offensively. Give Boise State some credit. They're playing great on defense. TCU's a top 5 offense in college football.
Blitz coming. It's picked up. Dalton throws to Ryan Christian. Trying to spin away, but couldn't do it. Good tackle by George Iloka. Sophomore from Houston, Texas, who used to compete with Jerry Hughes when Hughes was a running back in Houston.
Well, and a very good tackle by George Iloka. They're going to send the blitz, and then they're going to play zone behind it. And Iloka's just there waiting for it. It looked like Christian had the edge on him as he tried to spin outside, but Iloka reached out and got his leg and didn't let go and got him down.
Kelton with his 5th punt. Oh, good high kick. Boomer. Kyle Wilson has it go over his head, and it bounces out of bounds. What a kick by Anson Kelton. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 65-yard punt. Pins Boise State back deep, but Boise State has a 10-0 lead. They've been battling throughout the game. 2 guys with a lot of speed.
I guess they trust Kellen Moore. He drops back and throws a takeoff route down the sideline. Really a good throw, but better defense by McCoy. Look at that. Titus Young, more yards than TCU's offense right now.
2nd and 10. Jeremy Avery and Dan Paul in the backfield. As Moore works under center. Avery, there's a hole there. It closed up in a hurry, but a good pickup up to the 8-yard line. Let's check in with Chris Myers again. Chris.
Sam, Tim, one of the adjustments Gary Patterson has made is he's put his fastest defensive back, Greg McCoy, we're just talking about, who runs a 4.3 240, and he's trying to match him up wherever Titus Young goes when he's in the game. It's a way to kind of neutralize the speed, or at least put speed on speed.
Thanks, Chris. As we mentioned, Rafael Priest, normally the starting quarterback, a senior, unable to play, and McCoy getting the start. 2 tight ends in on 3rd and 6.
And watch out for Titus Young right here.
Moore with time. He's got an open man. It's Chris Potter. Comes down with a first down at the 24-yard line. McCoy was covering. Good route run by Chris Potter, a freshman out of Westlake Village, California.
Well, and a very good job. Look at that. It's a very catchable ball as Kellen Moore put it up. And he said his dad taught him that when he was young, and he was ball boy out there for his dad at Prosser High School. His dad was a coach. He said you got to throw a catchable ball, and obviously taught him about pocket presence as well. I mean, let's look at him drift to the right, find an open passing lane, and throw a perfect football.
Mitch Burrows in motion. Blitz coming. In trouble is Moore. He puts it up. Way downfield for Titus Young. Incomplete. And a flag on the play. There was contact with Jason Teague.
Titus Young looked like he was playing defense, and he pulled Teague back. Let's watch here. Looks like Teague's going for the ball, and then Titus Young pulls it back. I think that's offensive pass interference.
Defense.
Whoa.
27.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. Previous spot. Automatic. First down.
15-yard penalty in college football. Pass interference.
Well, you look at Teague. He's got his eyes on the ball. That's completely incidental contact, inadvertent tangling of the feet, and it looked like Titus Young pulled him backwards. I disagree with that call. I think that's offensive pass interference.
A break for Boise State. As they get the call, it's first down at their own 39-yard line with Jeremy Avery, the running back. Kellen Moore quickly outside of his Burrows, and he's brought down right away. Good tackle by Greg McCoy. No gain on the play.
A really good job by McCoy, just evading the block of Shoemaker and just slipped right by him and got the tackle right on the line of scrimmage.
Kellen Moore, 11 for 21, 106 yards passing. Moore rushed, throws short to Titus Young. All over him is Darrell Washington. Washington, the senior linebacker from Irving, Texas, with a good play. Kellen Moore, just described as a football junkie, a youngster who started playing quarterback at age 9. As you mentioned, his dad, Tom Moore, was the coach of Kellen and his brother Kirby in high school. And Kellen would just look at tapes and know what plays were going on.
How old were you when you started reading defenses? Oh, about 10.
That's great. Kirby Moore is in, along with Tyler Shoemaker for Boise State on 3rd down. Throwing short, it's batted down. Terry Hughes, who was being blocked, got up and batted it down. Good play by Hughes.
Well, and he's used to doing that too, because he's such a good pass rusher that if you're going to block him one-on-one, the quarterback's usually going to get it out quick because he's going to beat a guy. Oh, he saw and felt Doug Martin getting out for that little flare route. He just backed off the pass rush, got his hands up, and almost got an interception.
For Boise, they got out from the shadow of their own goalpost with a couple of first downs, one on the penalty. So Brotzman set to punt it away. 3rd punt of the game. Jeremy Curley, who has 2 punt returns for a touchdown this season. Line drive. Curley's got it. Picks up a couple of blocks and is tripped up. Falls forward to the 38-yard line. Keeping it is Andy Dalton, gets up to the 40. What's giving TCU problems with the Boise defense?
Well, I think a couple of things. Number one, they haven't been able to convert on 3rd down. They are 0 for 5 on 3rd down, so they have been unable to continue the drives. But I think Boise State is in the head of Andy Dalton. I think he's got him off balance, doing a great job. I think Wilcox, the coordinator, is doing terrific work, switching up the coverages, showing different zone looks, rushing 3, rushing 6 on the blitz.
Here he completes to Antoine Hicks, and he's got a first down. Hicks did a good job spinning away and getting into Boise territory. A pickup of 12 on the play.
And they've just kept him off balance, just switching it up. Rushing 3, dropping 8, rushing 6, dropping 5. And Andy Dalton hasn't been able to figure it out.
TCU has 2 timeouts remaining. First time they've been in Boise State territory. 3-man rush, flag on the play, and the pass dropped by Jeremy Curley. He was covered by Kyle Wilson, a little behind Curley, but this is going to be an offside on Boise State.
Yeah, it's Winterswijk, I think, in the neutral zone, number 98.
Offside. Defense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Chris Peterson, the head coach of Boise State, who was a player at Cal Poly when Gary Patterson was a linebackers coach at Cal Davis, excuse me. Inside handoff to Ed Wesley, and he's got enough for the first down. Wesley's first carry inside the 38. Clock running. Hurry up offense for TCU.
Boise State's just getting 3 on the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to keep it all in front of them.
4 wide receivers, everybody out. The pass complete to Jimmy Young. His first catch of the game. Young pulled out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. Season that was at Clemson. And TCU, that was the 3rd game of the season. They came back to win that game 14-10. 4 wide receivers. Wesley, the running back. Curley in motion. Dalton gets time. He throws deep. He's got a man. Clay has got it. Touchdown, TCU. Curtis Clay, a junior out of Lockhart, Texas, taking in the pass from Andy Dalton. A big score by TCU in the final minute of the first half.
And it's just a slant and go. Curtis Clay comes off to the inside. Brandon Thompson was playing on the inside, and then he went out and just took off. Yeah, they're going to get Brandon Thompson, it looks like, down in the end zone with a face mask. But that was a sluggo. Slant and go for Curtis Clay, the leader of that wide receiver group. and a perfect play, perfect throw from Andy Dalton. TCU really needed this big play, this momentum going in at halftime.
30-yard touchdown pass from Dalton to Clay. Ross Evans for the extra point. And he puts it right through. Andy Dalton coming up with a big play.
Wow, what a super read by him. There's the key right there, the safety. As he moves over, he knows he's got man on the outside. There's the slant, and he pump fakes it. Curtis Clay is able to run away from Brandon Thompson for the touchdown. But the key was Andy Dalton, excuse me, making the right read, seeing the safety go to the middle of the field. Sammy knew he had the one-on-one matchup he wanted on the perimeter.
Because of the face mask penalty, TCU will kick off from the 45-yard line. Kevin Sharples will kick it off for the Horned Frogs. Back deep, and it's brought out by Titus Young, and he is brought down short of the 10. He gambled, but Tanner Brock, the younger of the Brock brothers, was in on the tackle. Kellen Moore under center. Jeremy Avery carrying. And he's stopped at the 11-yard line. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. As the clock winds down. Andy Dalton. TCU needed a spark offensively, and Andy Dalton gave it to them. Quick strike offense for TCU. 5 plays, they went 62 yards in the big touchdown pass.
Well, like I said, I mean, they are certainly capable of finding their groove and putting plays up in a hurry. They're 40 points a game during the season.
TCU with the favorites coming in. Couldn't get their offense going until the end of the first half. Boise State got a big interception. Touchdown return by Brandon Thompson. 51 yards. They put up 3 points offensively. That's all. But Boise State has the lead. The Horned Frogs huddle on the field before they head for the locker room. Titus Young takes it at the 10. Picks up a couple of blocks. Trying to get outside. Little cut in behind one of the defenders, and Titus Young goes down at the 32. Now it's time for tonight's Ford first half stats. Total yards pretty close. The Broncos of Boise State.
This is the one right here now. 28 rushing yards for TCU, a team that's up over 250 yards every game on the ground, and they rolled Boise State last year in the bowl game for over 270 yards. Not as effective today on the ground.
Don't forget that one turnover. That was huge because it was a touchdown for Boise State. Jeremy Avery and Don Paul in the backfield. Kellen Moore, the quarterback, under center. It's Avery. Got a good block from Paul. Short pickup. Darrell Washington comes up to make the tackle.
Well, he is an outstanding tackler. He leads his defense in tackling, and you're just not going to get away from that guy in space. There was a few examples in the first half where he's just not going to stay block long. He'll disengage, and then in the open field, you're not going to be able to shake him because of his athleticism.
2 backs in for Boise State, but they split one of them. Doug Martin out to the left. Jeremy Avery in the backfield. As they line up Wildcat. They snap it to Avery. He hands to Martin. There's a good hole. Martin gets up to the 41-yard line. They've used that Wildcat formation a couple of times. That's a pickup of 8.
Real nice job by Tyler Luttrell, who's going to be out to the right of your screen, the safety, and you'll see him. He's going to force it all back inside. There's him. It goes back inside. Now this safety, the deep safety, is going to stay at home. T.J. Johnson comes out. That's just perfect defense from everybody out there on the perimeter.
Kellen Moore back in. 3rd and 1. And the toss to Avery behind Don Paul. He's tackled for a loss by Darrell Washington. The senior linebacker does it again for TCU.
Well, just a great job, just keying and diagnosing. Keys the play and then shoots it, diagnoses what it is, and then he goes and finishes. You get a good example right there at his speed in the open field. He just ran the alley and prevented the running back from picking up the first down. That's a big-time play.
Excellent defensive series for TCU, led by Darrell Washington. 3 and out for Boise State. This is Kyle Brotzman's 4th punt of the game. And a timeout has been called by TCU. Gary Patterson's team comes over to the sideline. Punt returns for touchdowns this season, standing at his own 22.
How about those blood red stripes on their helmets for this game? They've worn them one other time this season. It was in their home game, that big matchup against Utah.
Kyle Brotzman. Looks like they're trying to draw TCU offside. Couldn't do it. Brotzman gets it away toward the sideline, and it bounces out of bounds at the 23. That's a great punt by Kyle Brotzman. TCU back in the 30s, a powerhouse in college football. The legendary Dutch Meyer won 2 national championships with 2 legendary quarterbacks, Sling and Sammy Baugh in 1935. Led TCU to a Sugar Bowl win, and then it was Davey O'Brien, the 1938 Heisman Trophy winner, leading the Horned Frogs to a Sugar Bowl win and another title in 1938. The glory days of TCU.
Well, this is the most wins for this TCU team since 1938.
Out of the shotgun, Dalton handing to Joseph Turner. Now, TCU, we thought, would run the ball well with 3 excellent running backs in Turner, Wesley, and Tucker. They haven't run the ball well at all.
No, they haven't. And I think you look at the defensive line for Boise State, and Ryan Winterswijk leads that group, and he is really a neat story. I mean, he's 2-time All-WAC. He came to Boise State as a walk-on, a gray shirt, a guy that really wasn't even invited, and came and walked on, started at safety. They moved him to linebacker, said, you know what, go down to the D-line. He has really developed into a legitimate defensive lineman.
On the quarterback draw, Dalton is brought down. Good tackle coming up from the outside by Jerron Johnson, the safety, number 23. They spread the wide receivers out, 4 wideouts, and Dalton tried the quarterback draw. Big 3rd down play for the Horned Frogs at TCU. Everybody out. Dalton throws, and a diving catch by Jeremy Curley for a 1st down at the 36-yard line. Good catch by Curley, a junior from Hutto, Texas.
A good throw from Dalton because he had pressure right in his face, as you see right there, and he just unloads it, and Curley was able to run away from Winston Venable. That was McClellan that had the pressure on Andy Dalton. Andy just moved just enough. And that, look, a lot of quarterbacks are accurate, but the quarterbacks that are accurate with pressure in their face are the good ones. That was a terrific throw from Dalton.
The handoff inside to Joseph Turner, picks up a couple of yards. That was also the first 3rd down conversion in the game for TCU.
I would expect Andy Dalton before long to keep one of those zone replays himself. I mean, really see Boise State crashing down on the running back as he sticks it in the belly of the back. Boise State really converges down and tries to pinch down to the line of scrimmage to stop that inside run. I would expect Andy Dalton to put that in the belly of Turner here pretty quick, pull it back out and run it himself.
Luke Shivers, a fullback, lines up his tight end left. Off the play fake, Dalton throws and completes it to Curtis Clay, who caught the touchdown pass, and that's another 1st down for TCU up at the 48-yard line. Gary Patterson needs to keep the water in there to keep his voice alive. Pickup of 9. It's not uncommon for Gary Patterson to lose his voice, as Chris Myers told us. 2 tight ends in. First down, TCU. Freshman Ed Wesley in the backfield. Play fake. Dawson's got it and throws wide of Jimmy Young, the intended receiver. Last year, TCU's offense in the Poinsettia Bowl against Boise State dominated with 472 yards. Tonight, they haven't been sharp at all.
Well, and I think Boise State feels like they're better on defense. Just talking to Kyle Wilson the other day, I said, where are you guys better? He said, we just got a great understanding of where everybody fits. We didn't have that understanding of the big picture of the scheme last year in that bowl game. We have it now.
Sophomore Jonathan Jones, number 83, in at wide receiver. Quick pass outside of Mark Johnson. He's slowed down and ridden down by Winston Venable. Number 17.
We talk about TCU's speed on defense. Boise State's got it too. Watch all the white jerseys showing up. First, it's going to be Iloka. He's going to force the cutback on Bart Johnson. Now here comes Venable. Then Winter Swipe. Then Aaron Tevis. Then Jerron Johnson, the leading tackler on the defense, is going to come in late. These guys will swarm to the football with the best of them.
Know that Venable name? His dad played for the San Francisco Giants. His brother plays for the San Diego Padres, Terry Venable. Curtis Clay and Ryan Christian, the wide receivers. Here's third down. Dalton's pass incomplete. Again throwing wide of Curtis Clay, who was well covered by Kyle Wilson. And TCU is forced to punt.
Well, they had man coverage that time, and they've done a really good job. And Justin Wilcox, the defensive coordinator, switching up the looks. Talked about it in the first half. That time they brought blitz. They brought 2 extra rushers, had man coverage out on the edge. And Dalton did not, the receiver and Dalton did not get on the same page.
There's big Anson Kelton, his 6th punt. He's at a 65-yarder. This one a high, short one, waving for a fair catch. Kyle Wilson takes it at the 17. Boise State, with a good defensive stand, continues to lead 10-7. Taco Bell impact players of the game thus far. Second possession, second half for Boise State, starting from the 17 with Martin and Dan Paul in the backfield. Martin finds a hole. Gets up to the 25-yard line. Good run by Doug Martin. TJ Johnson made the tackle.
Watch the inside push from this offensive line and how they're moving TCU off the ball. And that Will Lawrence.
They're going right away, Tim. We'll get back to that in a minute. But they went no huddle. And Doug Martin carried again, comes up a half-yard short of the first down. Sorry to interrupt your analysis.
No, it's fine. I just think Will Lawrence and those inside players, Thomas Byrd, Kevin Sapien, they played well early in this game. And we saw in the first half, Thomas Byrd had a terrific block for a big pop up the middle. And that time it was Will Lawrence who had a good block on the defensive tackle.
Boise has had 2 good offensive possessions in this game. They've had 2 13-play drives. One ended in a missed field goal. One ended in a made field goal.
I think it's just a matter of time before Kellen Moore finds his groove.
Half-yard short. As you can see, it'll bring up third.
Because I'm telling you, he's had guys open. We saw earlier in the game when Titus Young was wide open on a post route, he overthrew him. Chris Potter down in the red zone where he threw it too far out and too wide where the receiver couldn't get it. He's had open guys. He's the #1 rated quarterback in college football in terms of efficiency. He's going to find his stride here in the second half.
Now he's gone to the field side, the wider side of the field, to pick up his yardage.
Where they haven't had success is out on the perimeter when they've tried to get anything really outside the tackles in the run or the pass game because of the speed of the TCU defense.
Byron Howe, the defensive end, is in as a blocker. And the carry by Martin. And he's got a first down. T.J. Johnson the tackle, but Doug Martin picks up the first down.
Well, he's got to deal with Byron Hout and the running back. Here's T.J. right here, and watch this fill like a missile. Oh. And he's really the guy that's got to play great today. When you look at Boise State and all the stuff they do offensively with all the formations, number 3 right there, T.J. Johnson in this second half. He's got to be the communicator to keep everybody on the same page.
Off the play fake. Kellen Moore puts it up wide open. Kyle Leafa, the tight end. And he's out of bounds in TCU territory at the 42-yard line. Good play fake, good pass thrown to Kyle Leafa, sophomore tight end from Boise.
Well, and he's going to run a corner route on quarters coverage, which means 4 deep. And you saw right there, he's just wide open. McCoy jumped the post, got himself out of position. And I told you about that accuracy from Kellen Moore. And he lasered that right into Kyle Leafa. Perfect throw.
Pickup of 28 on the play. Efaw, the pass-catching tight end. Tommy Gallardo, the blocking tight end. Out of the shotgun, Doug Martin wrapped up. Good penetration started by Tyler Luttrell that slowed him down. The ball came loose, but I believe he was ruled down.
And Tank Carter just blew that up.
And no, it's ruled a fumble recovered by TCU. He never hit the ground.
Looked like he was on top of the defender when the ball got ripped out. There's the hit there. Jerry Hughes has him. He's going down. He's still sitting on top of Jerry Hughes, so he's not down. There is nothing about Doug Martin that was down or ruled down. He is right on top of Jerry Hughes, and then that ball gets ripped out by Nuate.
This game will be, this play will be reviewed. All reviews come from upstairs, and the replay official will check it out on the fumble ruled on the field.
TCU.
First turnover of the game for Boise State. The Horned Frogs at TCU take over. Jerry Hughes with a great play.
Well, it was an awesome play because he's going to wrap him up and then he's going to rip at it, but it's Hughes' body that's on the ground, which doesn't allow Doug Martin to touch down anywhere.
And the play's still alive, and then Henry Nuate came in to finish it off. Happy defense on the sideline. Now the offense goes to work from the 43. Turner is tripped up. Good defensive play up front by number 99, Michael Atkinson, a freshman from Windsor, Ontario, who is known as Canadian Bacon. They went up to scout someone else, and they saw him playing in Windsor. They do some scouting in Canada, and sure enough, they do recruiting up there, and they found Michael Atkinson, a 332-pound freshman nose tackle. Dolphin throws short, completes to Jimmy Young. Nice move against Brandon Thompson, and then he's taken out by George Iloka. In Boise territory, down close to the 42-yard line, a 14-yard pickup.
Well, and that's the key. Look, if you're going to play off coverage, Andy Dalton's going to read the defense. He's just going to get it out, and then you've got to come up and tackle. And that time he fired it immediately to Jimmy Young, and Jimmy made a nifty little move to shake down Brandon Thompson to pick up extra yards and get the first.
Andy Dalton, 15 of 22, 135 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. TCU on the move, trailing by 3. Quick outside, Jeremy Curley. Curley ridden out of bounds by Brandon Thompson at the 38-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play. Let's check in with Chris Myers. Chris.
Sam, we're seeing a different Andy Dalton calmed by his coach, and the coaching headsets working here in the second half. Now, Dalton, according to his teammates, during the year when the team was on the road at Clemson, trailing 10-7 in the second half in a driving rainstorm, rallied the team on an 86-yard drive. They took the lead His confidence has never been higher, and his teammates say it was a turning point. It appears he's continuing that at this moment.
Jonathan Jones in at wide receiver. The pass to Jeremy Curley. He avoided Kyle Wilson. Great move by Curley, and Winston Venable finally brought him down at the 16-yard line of Boise State.
This is too easy right now for Boise State, and Andy Dalton is just going to take what the defense gives him. And look at the cushion that Kyle Wilson has here. He's come over to the field, going to have a clear out route there, and that's just too easy. See there, Curtis Clay on the clear out route. Kyle Wilson with too big of a cushion. He can't get there, and then again, he misses the tackle. And Curley's able to pick up the extra yards, and they've got it down into the red zone.
Game 22 on the play. 2 tight ends in. Matthew Tucker in the backfield. Dalton still got it, and he's brought down. That was nice penetration on the play by Aaron Tevis, sophomore linebacker out of Tucson, Arizona. Close to home for Aaron Tevis, a finance major, who made the stop on Andy Dalton. Big test now, the Boise State defense, as their 10-7 lead is in jeopardy. Fullback steps back. Dalton on the quarterback draw. Trying to get outside. Good tackle on the play by Jerron Johnson, junior from Compton, California. Jerron Johnson making the play.
Well, and he was a middle linebacker. Here he is here. He was a middle linebacker in high school. You can see his instincts. He's reading the quarterback. And he just got up, and as Andy Dalton tried to get to the perimeter, it was not happening with Jerron Johnson, the #1 tackler on this defense.
They have to get to the 6-yard line for a first down. Tucker, the running back, splits out on the empty backfield. Quick outside to Matthew Tucker, and he's wrestled down at the 7-yard line by Aaron Tevis. Another good play by sophomore linebacker Aaron Tevis.
Well, and that's the key, and we've been talking about it this drive. If you're gonna play offense soft and let Andy Dalton just get it out in about a second and a half, you've got to rally up and make tackles. It's a really good job there by Aaron Tevis.
Ross Evans comes on as TCU will attempt a field goal from 29 yards out. Evans 14 for 17 this season. And the kick is right through. And the game is tied. So the Horned Frogs of TCU, who were down 10 early, have come back to tie the game.
And this second half has been everywhere, and then it was Jerry Hughes that had the big tackle and the forced fumble.
Titus Young from the 4. He's quick, but he's brought down across the 25 to 27. Jeremy Avery in the backfield. The play fake by Kellen Moore. Throws to his brother Kirby. Their first connection of the game up to the 31-yard line. Tyler Luttrell made the tackle. Pretty close throughout. And here they are. Total yardage, TCU 200 yards. Boise State 197. Only one team has put up more than 300 yards total offense against TCU, and that was Clemson early in the season. On 2nd and 5. 3 wide receivers right. Outside to Titus Young. But that closed down in a hurry. Excellent job by Tank Carter helping out Greg McCoy.
A very good job by Carter, because this guy can just go sideline to sideline. Now watch him. He's out here to the right of your screen, and you're going to see him fly to the football and elude the block of Kirby Moore and then go get himself a tackle. Really well done by Tank Carter. That guy's got a pretty neat story too.
There's a big 3rd and 4 for Boise State. Outside to Titus Young. Avoids one man and another, but he came up short. He dove. Instead of staying on his feet, maybe he misread the first down line, but he comes up 2 yards short.
Well, his quarterback didn't make it easy on him either, Kellen Moore. That ball sailed on him, and Titus Young had to actually gather himself, go get it, and then restart again. Ideally, when you want those quick little pops, those little smoke screens, bubble screens out to the perimeter, you want that ball in a perfect position where the receiver can get it in stride and just take off and run with it.
Another good defensive series for the TCU Horned Frogs. Back deep, Jeremy Curley. Kyle Brotzman with his 5th punt of the game. And the momentum of the game is shifting to TCU. He fakes, he goes to the right and kicks it on a line drive. Curley lets it bounce, and it's down by Boise State at the 26-yard line. Brotzman with a unique style of punting. Now TCU. That pass batted down. Billy Wynn, sophomore from Las Vegas, charging in to bat down the pass.
Well, Winterswijk does a very nice job as well. Here he is. He goes there. Billy Wynn goes here. They both get excellent pressure.
Left guard Kyle Dooley injured on the play. Limps off to the sideline. Replaced by Blaze Foltz, a redshirt freshman from Derby, Kansas. There's Foltz, number 66. 2nd and 10 coming up for TCU. 2 running backs in, Joseph Turner and Ed Wesley. Dalton to Wesley. Trying to find an opening. Good tackle. He was slowed down by Winston Venable. Didn't go down until he was wrapped up by the rest of the Boise State defense.
Well, they're not giving it up. This run defense has been outstanding. Winterswijk, watch him keep the leverage on Cannon, and then you'll see Venable 17 fly into your screen. And there's just nowhere for Ed Wesley to go against that Bronco defense.
TCU has been held at 36 yards rushing in the game.
Incredible. Incredible. And that's what Boise State talked about, talking to all their defenders the other day. The biggest key for them coming into this game was to limit the big pops in the run game.
There's a big 3rd down play. Dalton throwing, and it's got it down and intercepted. Great interception by Darrell Acree, the middle linebacker. Second interception of the game.
How about
Boise State?
How about the bat down by Jarrell Gavins? Watch this throw. You'll see Gavins just lay out, get his hand up, and then Acree stretches out. What a great pass breakup, and then Acree stretches out. Uh-oh, that's not going to be an interception. No. Yeah, that will not be an interception, but a great attempt by Acree, but a terrific bat down pass breakup by Jarrell Gavins.
Still awaiting the official ruling from upstairs, but it looks like this ball hits the ground.
Well, hard to tell from this side, this angle here, as Acree really stretches out for it, but you'll see the perfect shot. We get a look at it from the other side. This one right here, you'll see the ball hit the ground and move before he possesses it. This is going to end up being an incomplete pass, not an interception. You see right there as the ball moves and then kind of falls out of his hand and moves again. That's not going to be an interception.
The ruling on the field is an interception. The review being conducted upstairs, and as both sides await nervously. If it's ruled an incomplete pass, it'll be 4th down for TCU. Great effort by Darrell Acree.
The ruling is an incomplete pass. 4th down at the 27-yard line. TCU.
And TCU fans are pleased with that ruling, but TCU will be forced to punt. That's a good defensive series by Boise State. Game tied 10-10.
Well, they've had one bad series, and that was the touchdown that they gave up in the first half to Curtis Clay on the sidelines. Otherwise, this defense has been terrific.
Anson Kelton has had a couple of booming kicks. This one is high. way up in the air. Fair catch, wait for by Kyle Wilson at the 27-yard line. Boise State from the 27. Austin Pettis is in, split out wide to the right side. Now he motions. Kellen Moore.
They're going to get vertical.
Looking to put it up, goes short out of the backfield. Jeremy Avery's got a first down. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 13-yard gain on the play. Kellen Moore 17 of 28, 152 yards.
You just wonder when Boise State and Kellen Moore are going to try to dial up that deep vertical pass to Titus Young.
We have reached the end of the third quarter when you have two unbeaten teams. As highly ranked as these, you look for a terrific ball game. That's what they're giving us in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. At the end of the third quarter, we're tied 10-10. Yard line. Kellen Moore. Jeremy Avery carries and he's tripped up. Gets forward to the 43. This has been a hard-fought battle. The defenses have been outstanding in this game.
Well, the game plans really for both defenses have been executed perfectly. And then I'm very surprised that we got 20 collective points in this game, 10-10. You're talking about two teams during the course of the regular season that collectively put up 84 a game. Incredible.
On 2nd and 7. It's Doug Martin. Short gain across the 45 up to the 46. If you're just joining us, Boise State grabbed the lead with their defense coming through as Brandon Thompson made the interception and returned it 51 yards for a touchdown. Then late in the first half, it was Andy Dalton to
Curtis Clay
for a touchdown, 30 yards that got TCU on the board for the first time in the game.
And really a good move by Clay on the double move, and quarterback Andy Dalton sold it with the pump fake, and he was able to run by the corner, Brandon Thompson.
Two tight ends in, and Avery, the running back, goes in motion.
Comes the blitz.
Moore gets rid of it, and it's broken up. Good defensive play by Jason Teague as he covered Mitch Burrows on the play.
Tell you the incredible number, and Jerry Hughes has gotten after it a little bit today and has gotten some hits on Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, when you look at him, guy's been sacked 5 times during the course of the season. 5 sacks all season long. 0 tonight against the TCU defense, Sam, that came into this game with 33 sacks.
Kyle Brotzman is deep. That's Jeremy to punt. Jeremy Curley is deep to receive for TCU. 6th punt of the game for Brotzman. Good kick. Curley backs up to the 6-yard line. Gets away from one man. Flag on the play back at the 5-yard line as Curley is dragged down. Good coverage by Chris Roberson on the play to make the tackle. 47-yard punt. Here's the penalty. All right. Bill Lamonier will wait for a little discussion.
Illegal block in the back. Number 27. Half the distance from the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
Kellen Moore 17 of 29. Andy Dalton 18 of 27. With a touchdown and interception for Andy Dalton, who's lined up in the end zone and puts it up and completes it. And breaking away briefly on the play was Jimmy Young, getting up to the 15-yard line. That's good for a first down.
Jimmy Young, you talk about a selfless player, a guy that you look at him last year, he led this team in receptions. He had 59. He's come into this year. He's only got 29 catches. And I think part of it is Andy Dalton does a great job of spreading the ball around, and there's been other weapons that have been able to step forward. But I think talking to Gary Patterson, this is the one guy, Jimmy Young, that he really pointed out. His whole offense said the selflessness of the offense, but in particular, number 88, Jimmy Young.
Matthew Tucker, the running back. Everybody out. Dalton puts it up deep for Jimmy Young, and he's got it with a beautiful leaping catch. He got behind Brandon Thompson to make the grab, and with that pass, Andy Dalton has become the all-time leading passer in yardage.
Let's see what
for
happens.
TCU.
Brandon Thompson's in press coverage. And I don't think he got a good jam on Jimmy Young. As Jimmy Young was releasing off the line of scrimmage, you can see what a big body Jimmy Young is. Now, he's hard to press, big physical wide receiver. And I think he just beat Brandon Thompson on his release.
On first down, he tried to hit Jeremy Curley, but he missed. And you see the numbers, passing the previous leader, Max Naki, who set the record in between 1992 and 95 of 7,370 yards. Now it's Andy Dalton, number 1 in TCU history.
Here's the play. There's the matchup right there. Brandon Thompson in press position. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, he just misses. He tries to press and give a two-hand shiver to Jimmy Young right in the chest. And Jimmy did a great job of just knocking the hands down, getting his inside release, and then breaking it down the field.
On 2nd and 10, the play fake. Dalton throws it sick and incomplete. It was almost caught by Jonathan Jones after the tip.
Here it is right here on the slant. Now you're going to see the tip on the ball. A little pump fake right there. Oh, Jonathan Jones almost got it on the deflection. Who went up and hit? Oh, Aaron Tevis again. Getting in the throwing lane. Good job reading the quarterback. Quarterback pulls his hand off that ball. You know it's getting ready to be released. Tevis got in the lane and got his hands up and got a big breakup.
TCU only 1 for 9 in third down conversions in the game. Here's 3rd and 10. Dalton gets time. He throws deep, and it is intercepted by Brandon Thompson. His 2nd interception of the game. He had Antoine Hicks covered perfectly.
Yeah, that ball's just underthrown, and it doesn't have enough air on it because you watch Hicks as the bigger receiver. You get some air under that, let him go up and get it. It's underthrown, and Thompson picked it off.
When my mom died, Tony really
season.
From the 22, Efall, the tight end motions. Doug Martin carries, and he's hit immediately and shoved back. Tank Carter, the middle linebacker, with the first hit. And then the finish by Darrell Washington. What a pair of linebackers for TCU. Andy Dalton, first time he's had a multi-interception game. 2 interceptions in the game. One was returned for a touchdown, 51 yards by Brandon Thompson.
Well, and think about this, Sam. 12 games this season, he threw 5 interceptions.
That's right.
Only 5 interceptions, and not one in the second half of a football game. That changed here tonight.
Kellen Moore looking for brother Kirby, and he's got him. And Kirby gets close to the first down line. Let's see where the spot is. It's right there. Kirby Moore played some basketball in high school at Prosser, Washington. But he said he never was the football junkie his brother Kellen was. But Kellen used him as a receiver, and here they are together at Boise State. Still catching the ball the way they did in the backyard. Rafael Priest is on the field. He was not supposed to go, but he's out there. Doug Martin carries, and he's brought down on the play. Well, they started playing football at age 9, did Kellen Moore. And there was brother Kirby right alongside, the younger brother. And he started throwing to him. And Dad Tom coached him up in high school. And we talked about being a football junkie. They downloaded football games. Man. And he broke up defenses. And this season, he threw 39 touchdown passes.
Yeah, one every 10 throws. He's got great football intelligence, FBI, in terms of understanding what the defense is showing and how to break it down.
Kellen Moore rolls and throws to Kirby, and he's got it up at the 32-yard line, but there's maybe a gain of 1 on the play up at the 33.
And I think that's what Chris Peterson, who they do a great job recruiting, and they're not so hung up on size and speed. Kellen Moore came in and talked to us the other night. He's 6 foot tall. He's about 180, 185 pounds. And, I mean, he's not imposing physically when he walks through the door. But when you watch him play, just as Chris Peterson did, won't get caught up on the size and the speed. He loves smart football players.
3rd and 9 for Boise State. Everybody out. And the pass batted up in the air, falls incomplete. Good pressure up front by Wayne Daniels, the defensive end. A junior out of Kilgore, Texas.
Again, I think the key for defensive linemen, anytime you see them get bat downs like that, number one, usually they're not getting great rush, so they're marrying the quarterback. But the good ones, and we've seen it a couple of times in this game, they read the quarterback. And as soon as that offhand, Sam, comes off the football, they know that the quarterback's getting ready to release the ball. So they screen in front of them, play it accordingly, get their hands up. That time you got a pass breakup, got a bat down.
And TCU's defense comes up big after the turnover. Brotsman throws it on the fake, completes to Efaw, the tight end. Kyle Efaw inside the TCU 40. They fake the punt, and Brotsman hits Kyle Efaw for a big first down.
Well, and Boise State has these gadget plays. We saw it in 07. Watch this. He's sitting as the up back. He clears out right down the seam. How about the throw from Brotsman? Guy right in his face, and he throws a perfect strike to Kyle Efaw for the first down, and a big, big first down.
That was
in the fourth quarter.
That was a 4th and 9. They gained 29 down to the TCU 38-yard line.
They are not afraid to do anything in big spots, Boise State.
3 wide receivers left, everybody out. Moore to Efaw again. First down. At the 27-yard line, and suddenly Kyle Efaw, a sophomore out of Boise, Idaho, and Capitol High School, becomes a big target for Kellen Moore.
You got to take one more look here at the fake by Kyle Efaw. Here he is. He's going to release as the rush comes. Brotsman with Tanner Brock right in his face. Throws a perfect ball, and I believe that's the 2nd time they've run that same play this year, Boise State, with their punt team.
Austin Pettis on the field. Kirby Moore motions. Kellen Moore gets pressure and completes it to Titus Young. Down to the 18-yard line. Alex Abileye with the tackle. Comes up just short of the first down.
No pressure on the quarterback. Kellen Moore is going to get it out quick, but that time actually let that play develop, and he's just going to hit all those little open voids in the zone. You can't stop him from doing it. If you're going to play off and soft and show him zone coverage, he's going to be able to pick it apart if you can't get pressure on it.
Titus Young, a career-high 8 catches in the game. The play fake. Moore throwing wide open is Gallardo, the tight end, down to the 2-yard line. Tommy Gallardo, junior tight end from Brea, California, making the grab. And Kellen Moore has been outstanding on this drive.
There he is, Gallardo. He's just going to run out to the corner of the end zone. And the whole defense got sucked up. Darrell Washington, I believe, was the guy responsible for him defensively. Either way, Gallardo wide open. And Gallardo is a huge weapon now down in the red zone for Boise State.
2 tight ends in. Doug Martin, big hole. He's in. Touchdown. A fabulous drive by Boise State, keyed by the fake punt. And they have the lead again. Here's Brotsman for the extra point. It's good. And Boise State leads TCU 17-10.
Look at the touchdown here. Danny Paul with a real good block. Chris Potter was able to kick out Wayne Daniels. Then it's the safety against Dougie Martin. Touchdown.
Boise State has never trailed in this game. They had a 10-0 lead. TCU came back to tie, and now it's Boise State's lead at 17-10. Ryan Christian and Jeremy Curley deep. Rotzman's kick coming down to Ryan Christian at the 3. And he ran straight into one of the defenders. TCU with the ball at the 24. And Andy Dalton's got him out of drive. Quick out to Jeremy Curley, lost the ball. It's incomplete. Winston Venable covering on the play.
Well, and Venable's the guy, too. We've seen him go after. He's a very, very good football player. Better at the run, Sam, than he is versus the pass. So they're getting him out there in space to the field. He's the field outside linebacker or rover. You can see it. I mean, that dude is built to play the run. He gets after it, but all this space is hard for him to cover.
4 wide receivers. The play fake. Dalton goes outside. The pass off the hands of Antoine Hicks. He was covered by Brandon Thompson. Boy, Brandon Thompson's played a big game tonight. Let's go to the sideline to Chris Myers.
Yeah, Sam, it's been a stock market night for Brandon Thompson. Up, down, up. Remember, he was the guy who ran the interception back for a touchdown, but then got beat on the Curtis Glay touchdown pass before the half, and then came back with the second interception. He has had a 3-interception game last year, but all he's thinking about now as the Boise crowd gets louder is keeping TCU out of the end zone.
3rd and 10. 4 wide receivers. Dalton with time. He's going deep for Jimmy Young. He overthrew it. 3 and out for TCU. We knew about Boise State's offense, but their defense has really played well.
They sure have, and at every phase. I mean, the defensive line has been terrific at limiting the running opportunity. You got 38 yards rushing for TCU, a team that runs for over 250 a game. Then you look at the linebackers. They've made a lot of plays tonight, and then the corners, you can't say enough. Kyle Wilson has been terrific. Brandon Thompson in the secondary has been the player of the game.
Hanson Kelton's punt, a good long one. Wilson backs up to the 18. Brings it back. With a little room on the sideline, he's out of bounds. Boise State was in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl in 2007. Underdogs to Oklahoma. But they jumped into the lead in that game. They led at halftime 21-10. But Adrian Peterson led Oklahoma back with 2 touchdowns. And then Boise State in overtime. 2-point conversion. And Boise State won it 43-42.
Well, the whole playbook is open for them. We saw the hook and ladder in that game, and then we saw the Statue of Liberty for the win. Incredible.
Boise State using the fake punt tonight to keep a drive alive. Jeremy Avery bouncing off 1 tackler is pulled back. That's a loss of about 3 on the play. Let's go downstairs. Chris, what about 2007?
Well, people still talk about it today. A fairy tale finish for the guy who scored the 2-point conversion to end that upset of Oklahoma. Ian Johnson, the running back, who seconds after on live national television said he wanted to propose and did to Boise State cheerleader Chrissy on the field. That's true reality TV, Sam. And I spoke to Ian Johnson this week. He wanted to be here. He said he'll be watching on television. He's on the Vikings practice squad and happily married, and said he still remembers all the twists and turns in that upset of Boise State against Oklahoma.
And of course, you were the matchmaker, Chris. On 2nd down, Kellen Moore throws a little wide behind Mitch Burrows. It'll bring up a 3rd and long for Boise State. Kellen Moore, 22 of 36, 201 yards. A big 3rd and 12. Boise would like to maintain possession. and take some time off the clock. Three wide receivers left on 3rd and 12. Moore has time. Wants to go deep. Way upstairs for Titus Young. It's out of bounds. Incomplete. Young was covered, double covered by T.J. Johnson and Jason Teague.
Yeah, I don't understand that play, to be honest with you. And I know it was 3rd and long, but TCU had every one of their defenders extremely deep, and you just weren't going to beat them with a deep throw. And you saw some underneath routes that were coming free, and Kellen Moore tried to take the deep shot down the field. Risky throw with all those defenders deep. Last thing you want to do right now with 5:48 left, up 7, is throw a risky throw and get intercepted.
Jeremy Curley is back. They return the punt to Brodsman. Brodsman runs to his right. Sidewinder kick grabbed on the line by Curley. Good return by Jeremy Curley. And he is slowed down by Brodsman and taken out of bounds. But great field position for TCU. That time the line drive punt didn't work for Brodsman.
Well, and that's the thing. And Curley's brought a couple back this year. He's got electrifying ability in the open field, but there was no hang time on that punt. You said it. It was a line drive. The coverage could not get down there before Curley was able to field it. And if he can field it and get a running start before you get any defenders near him, he's going to make a play as he did there.
39-yard return. Gives TCU a short field. Matthew Tucker, the running back. Dalton puts it up for Hicks. He juggles and drops it. Going against Brandon Thompson, Antoine Hicks had it for a moment, and then it rolled free. Incomplete.
Could not make a better throw if you're Andy Dalton. And it looked like as Antoine Hicks went up, he got his feet tangled up with Brandon Thompson. You'll see right there, no, he didn't. He just jumped a little too soon, mistimed his jump, and couldn't come down with the football. Perfect throw from Andy Dalton.
Antoine Hicks, a sophomore from Arlington, Texas. Tucker, the running back, splits out wide. Empty backfield. 4-man rush. Dalton getting pressure, and they've got him. Aaron Tevis came up for the sack, the second of the game.
Well, Tevis is just spying Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is a good runner. Here's Tevis right here, 36. As Dalton scrambles and comes up this way, watch 36 converge on him. He's just shadowing him the whole way. As soon as Dalton breaks contain to the left and starts to run, you saw Aaron Tevis put his foot on the gas and accelerate right into Andy Dalton for a big tackle.
They have to get to the 21 for a first down. Everybody out. Dalton throws short to Bart Johnson, and he's taken down by Venable. Forward progress to the 27-yard line. It'll be a 4th down for TCU. We have an injured Boise State player on the field.
Looks like Billy Wynn is down on his, laying on his stomach.
He's being checked out and will step out for a moment. Dalton being pressured. Throws, and the ball's incomplete. Jimmy Young couldn't hang on.
Boise State's defense incredibly good in this football game, just timing it right. And as soon as Andy Dalton broke contain, that time to his right, started to scramble. The defenders got up in his face, forced him to get rid of it. Jimmy Young couldn't hold on to it on the sideline. So impressed with Boise State's defense, and in particular, their tackling in space.
Ryan Winterswijk with good pressure on that last play. Now Boise State with the lead and the ball at their own 27. Doug Martin who had the go-ahead touchdown, gets a couple of yards up to the 29-yard line. Tank Carter, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. TCU with 2 timeouts remaining. Boise State has all 3 of theirs. The Horned Frogs need a big defensive stand.
Over 300 yards for Boise State in this game.
Only the second team to do it against TCU this season. Clemson the other one. Blitz coming. Martin is wrapped up short of the 30-yard line. Once again, Tank Carter was there along with Alex Ibileye.
Here's that 4th down play, and it looked like Andy Dalton had the post route open right here. Right here, number 2, Curtis Clay. You'll see him coming across the middle of the field. I mean,
he never sees
open.
him there, Tim.
He never sees him because he's running out to his right, and then all these defenders converge up and force him to throw it to the sideline.
TCU uses a timeout. They have 1 remaining. 3:26 to go here in the 4th quarter, with Boise State leading 17-10. A matchup of unbeatens in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Number 4 TCU, number 6 Boise State. And both these schools know what a win would do for their football program. 2 tight ends in. Gallardo and Efall, they both split out. Now Gallardo shifts. Moore gets time and completes it to his brother Kirby. Up at the 39-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down. There's the brother connection.
Watch what they've done to Jerry Hughes, and they did it a lot tonight. 1, 2. They have Tommy Gallardo sitting right there next to Brunel Myers, and they're just going to double Jerry Hughes. They're going to make sure they keep TCU's best defender off the quarterback. Big cushion out on the side, and Kellen is able to find his younger brother, Kirby, for a huge, huge 1st down.
With 3 minutes remaining, TCU just 1 timeout left. Doug Martin up to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play. Tyler Luttrell with a tackle for TCU. That big number 1 for TCU. They only have 1 left. They need a couple of big stops here. Kellen Moore has had a solid game for Boise State. Doug Martin hit by Tank Carter, the middle linebacker. Another good tackle at the 44-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for Boise State.
And just watch this right here. I mean,
it's still running.
Obviously running the football to milk and bleed that clock, but they're not going to run on TCU. TCU's got the extra defender up into the box. And anytime Boise State's going to put their fullback out there and 2 backs, you're going to see TCU put the extra defenders in the box to make sure they outman them.
This is the game for TCU. They have to have a stop right here. On 3rd and 5. Here they come.
Comes the blitz.
Kellen Moore gets rid of it and overthrows everybody. An all-out blitz for TCU. 1:16 remaining.
Tell you what would have been smart right there if you're Kellen Moore with all that blitz coming at you is run it to the left and just go down and chew that clock. You make TCU take their final timeout instead of just throwing it away.
You're right. Now TCU looking to go all out for a block. Rotzman gets it away. It bounces. Curley's got to let it roll. And it's down at the 1-yard line by Kyle Wilson. '55-yard punt. Last time Bratzman's punt was returned big by Jeremy Curley. But now TCU has got to go 99 yards.
How about the plays by him tonight? That punt right there, knocking it all the way down to the 1, and then the great throw on the fake punt to Kyle Efa for what ended up being a huge play in this game.
Well, you see that. TCU with 1:06 remaining and 1 timeout. They've got to go 99 yards. Three-man rush. Dalton throws outside to Antoine Hicks. He's out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 1:01 remaining. TCU has won 14 games in a row. Boise State trying to become only the second team to go 14-0 in a season. Ohio State did it in 2002. Everybody out. Dalton's throw to Curley, and he's brought down by Kyle Wilson. A first down at the 21, and the clock stops.
And you know Boise State has had this one circled on the calendar in terms of an opportunity. Now, they didn't know they were going to play TCU, but an opportunity to play this team again. TCU is the only team that has beaten Boise State, Sam, in 2 years.
Here is tonight's All-State Good Hands play of the game, and this was the huge one, the fake punt. Kyle Bratzman doing it twice this season. 29 yards on a 4th and 9 play, hitting tight end Kyle Efa.
You can't say enough about the throw with the pressure in his face. Tanner Brock was coming up the middle and was just right in the grill. Bratzman just threw it perfectly.
TCU used their last timeout. Gary Patterson brought his team to the sideline. They talked things over. That last play was not a first down. It's 2nd and 2 at the 21-yard line. Billy Wynn, who was injured earlier, back in at defensive tackle for Boise. The rush is on. Dalton throws and completes it. Antoine Hicks fighting for yardage. Gets up to the 36-yard line. It's a first down for TCU. A pickup of 15 on the play. No huddle. And the ball is spiked to stop the clock with 42 seconds remaining. Today's game was produced by Mike Burks, directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate directors, Tom Huey and Aaron Stoikov. The broadcast associates, Eric Mandia and Matt Saldana. Our thanks to Gary Lynn and Emmett McGuire in the booth.
There's Bratzman, the punter, getting everybody fired up.
Dalton being rushed, throws it up deep, and it is incomplete. Flag on the play. Jimmy Young gets up, yells something at Kyle Wilson. Jarrell Gavins was there for Boise State. That was Gavins down on the field. The man who was covering on the play.
Pass interference, defense, number 10. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
Gavins, a sophomore from Miami, Florida, commits the interference penalty.
Well, you better be careful with Jimmy Young, running down the sideline without safety help over the top. And watch the hit from Billy Wynn here as he lowers the boom on Andy Dalton. Good throw by Andy Dalton with all the pressure in his face.
It's a 15-yard. The ball will be spotted at the Boise State 49-yard line. .36 seconds remaining. TCU out of timeouts. Jerome Gevins helped to the sideline. Kyle Wilson back in. Had one quarterback. The other corner is Brandon Thompson. Everybody out. Dalton getting pressure. On the move, he throws and completes it to Jeremy Curley, who's out of bounds at the Boise State 30-yard line. They're in striking range of the end zone.
Nice job by Andy Dalton, just extending the play. He'll escape out to his right. Then a good job by the receiver Curley coming back to the football.
Has Boise State backed off too much, giving them too much room, Tim?
Well, they can't do it now. I mean, they're in striking distance. They're going to have to play medium range coverage. They can't play off and soft to give huge cushion.
And that pass up for grabs is intercepted by Venable, who goes to the ground at the 28. Interception of the game for Boise State. Winston Venable picked it off after the deflection.
How about the pressure from Ryan Winterswijk, and then Brandon Thompson gets up and tips it up in the air. There's the pressure. Too much air under the football. Gives an opportunity for Brandon Thompson to recover. He has had a huge game, no question. Brandon Thompson, the defensive player of the game for Boise State.
Boise State wins the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl 17-10 over TCU. Two previously undefeated teams, and Boise State secures their spot as a national power.
I cannot tell you how impressed I am with their defense and how they played tonight. They were so good at the line, the linebackers in the secondary. They were terrific.
One of the areas still maturing in an adolescent brain is the prefrontal